A couple of popular cruise lines have just announced new policies that some cruisers aren't happy about. But whether you agree or disagree, these are new changes that you'll want to know about before you go on your cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, 3 cruise lines have recently announced or talked about some changes that they are making. And in some cases, you may not even hear about this, but you will notice it in the fine print. Now, in this video, I wanted to share with you exactly what is happening so that you can be aware. But I also wanted to share my thoughts and get your opinions as well. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number 1, we have 2 cruise lines that are cracking down on no-shows for specialty dining. Now, I am talking about Norwegian Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean. And by the way, their policies are a little bit different, so I am going to explain them briefly. Now, when it comes to Norwegian Cruise Line, if you do not show up to your dining reservation, and this is specifically the specialty dining reservation, so not like the main dining room or anything like that, but when it comes to the specialty dining, if you do not show up for your reservation, you will be charged a no-show fee of $10 per person. Now, by the way, this is for guests who do not cancel or modify their reservation at least 2 hours before their dining time. And for anyone wondering, there is a grace period of 15 minutes, but after that, they will give away your table and you will be charged. Now, before you say that they are nickel and diming, and you might still say that, let me tell you about Royal Caribbean's policy. Royal Caribbean is now charging a fee for no-shows or late cancellations. And a little bit different than Norwegian Cruise Line, the amount is going to vary depending on the venue. $50 per person will be charged at high demand, low capacity venues like the supper clubs and chef's table, while 50% of the total cost will be charged at the other specialty restaurants. Now, those who purchased a dining package and those in suites will be exempt from the charges. Now, I've read the reaction online, and it's been everything from the cruise lines are just finding new ways to nickel and dime to other people saying, you know what, I think this makes a lot of sense, because what some people do is they make reservations and maybe their day gets away from them a little bit. They spend a little more time at the pool or at the casino, or even maybe they forget about their reservation and they just think, oh, well, I'm just not going to show up. And unfortunately, that leaves other people who would have wanted that reservation unable to get one. Now, personally, I do not think it's a bad thing at all. And I wonder even if other cruise lines may consider this. Now, I say this because on many different cruise ships, we have many specialty restaurants. And in some cases, like on Princess, for instance, if you have Princess Premier, you have specialty dining included in that. And something that I've noticed, and not only on Princess, on Carnival, on Royal Caribbean, on different cruise lines, Holland America, is obviously the specialty restaurants are more popular than ever. And sometimes you go to book that specialty restaurant and it really is hard to get a time that you'd actually even want to eat. So if cruise lines are able to do something that is going to limit the people who might make just in case reservations or make a reservation and arrive, much later than their time, I'm personally not opposed to that solution. But let me know either way what you think. Are you for or against? Down in the comments below. All right, let's move on to Royal Caribbean's unofficial changing of the drink package rule. Now, I say unofficial changing because technically when you got a Royal Caribbean alcohol drink package, there was a little bit of an unofficial or unspoken rule that while both passengers in the cabin needed to purchase the package, there were cases where Royal Caribbean did seem to make some exceptions. Now, this exception was widely circulated online, and basically what the exception was is that if you called up Royal Caribbean and if you let them know that one person had a medical reason that they weren't drinking or something similar, that they would allow the second passenger to purchase the less expensive non-alcoholic option. Obviously, many people who called up Royal Caribbean and were able to get this exception were telling the truth. But unfortunately, not everybody was. And in fact, if you take a look on Reddit or Cruise Critic or other forums, you will actually see that some people were using this loophole as a way to save money on the drink package. Now, unfortunately, about a month ago, Royal Caribbean has said that they will no longer be making these exceptions. And it does make sense because it does seem like people unfortunately have been taking advantage of this, leading many people to say that people only brought this on themselves. Now, I'll be honest, I have mixed thoughts on this. I do really wish that there was a way for one person, in the cabin, assuming that there are two people in the cabin, to be able to purchase the drink package. I know that there are many times that one person drinks more and another person drinks less, but I think that this is just the cruise drink package math. You have to do it to see, is it actually worth it? There are some people who say, I wish the cruise lines would have drink packages that you didn't, have to drink 7 or 8 just to sort of break even. Or I would say it's probably 5 or 6 on some cruise lines, because drinks are actually pretty expensive. But I do think it's just the reality. Many people do try to share drink packages, and this just proves the point as to why cruise lines don't allow it. Now, this next one isn't really a new policy, but it's definitely something that Carnival Cruise Line has stated that they are taking very seriously. And this is the rule for no outside gambling on the cruise ship. Now, you know that most cruise lines have a casino, they have bingo, and maybe some other types of gambling, but these are all run and organized by the cruise line. Now, what Carnival is sort of cracking down on is passenger-led gambling. And in this case, I'm talking about the game Left, Right, Center. Now, please let me know if you know of this game. I have never heard of this game before in my life, but according to a Facebook thread on Carnival Ambassador John Heald's Facebook page, this is obviously very popular with a lot of people. Now, just to kind of fill you in, some guests were very upset because they were told by Carnival crew members that they could not play for money this game on the cruise ship, and they were upset about this. In any case, John Heald reiterated that this is the rule. They have a no outside gambling policy, and this applies even if you're playing for only a few dollars. Now, I love reading the comments from other cruisers because many people actually shared that while they don't play for money, there are other ways that you can still play this game, Left, Right, Center, but other games as well. So you are allowed to play for non-money prizes. And some examples, just to let you know, of what people are actually playing for is little rubber ducks, M&Ms, chips, plastic chips, crackers, pretzels, candies, and toothpicks. Now, it really does make me think and even feel bad for the poor crew members who have to sometimes go around to tell passengers what they're not able to do on a cruise ship or to even enforce the policies. And by the way, if you would like to see a video all about crew members, please do let me know down in the comments below. Just comment crew member so that I can create that video in the future. Now, I'd love to hear from you on any of these issues, but especially specialty dining. Let me know, do you think that the cruise lines are nickel and diming, or is this a good solution? Please let me know down in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.